you know, the windows, they slide up and down in tracks. And by design, those tracks come apart. This right here, I'm touching right there, it's called a window stop. There's two of those. And I'm going to take my little flat bar here, and I'm going to stick it behind it like this. Okay? And I'm going to start to pry that off like that. It's usually got 3 to 5 nails. And you pull it off like so, and you can set it aside. You'll need nail pullers because you want to get those nails out of there. Okay? Like so. And once you have one stuck off like that, then you can then fill the sash out, and the sash comes out. Now I'm going to set it aside for now because what you want to do is you want to get both of the sash out, and then I'm going to show you my cheap insurance. Okay, set this here, and I did some work before you guys, before we got set up so I could make this as easy as possible. This should slide down, this top sash. The next thing you want to do is, well, I'm going to take the other window stop off here. Can you see that? Like that. I'm going to set it aside. I'm going to pull my nails like that. Okay, and then I'm going to pull out the second element of the tracks that the window goes up and down in, and that's this element here called the parting bead. But the trick to getting the parting bead out for us is to get the sash, the top sash down to its lower position. So I gotta lower the sash down. What you're usually going to find if you walk with me outside. All right, now that we're outside, this is the outside window, okay? The window usually is painted shut right in here, okay? So you're gonna have to devise a way to break this paint seal because that's what painters do nowadays, they paint windows shut. So that's where a utility knife comes into play and where this window zipper comes into play. Now, I'm gonna show you what I do, but granted, I've already taken this window apart, and it's already loose, and so when I'm doing it, it might fall down, so just fair warning, okay? So basically, I take my knife, and I'm gonna start cutting here, these paint lines with my knife, like that, and as soon as I break that seal there, I mean, it might move, but it might not. Usually the paint buildup gets in there over time and it's pretty thick. So that's when I start to use this thing. Let me show you this thing here. This is a really cool tool. Let's see if I can get that on camera. I don't know if you can see it or not. It's got the serrated edge like that. But then look at those bumps, okay? Those bumps are like little raised bumps. It's kind of almost like that part of the cheese grater you never use. And what that does, what we're going to do is we're going to slide that in between the sash and the frame, and we're going to use those bumps here as kind of like a file, and we're going to file away some of that excess paint. Okay, like that. And then I'm going to come up here like this. You want to do it all sides here. Okay. Now, usually takes a little bit of work, but once you get that done, then the sash should start to go down. Okay. Ta-da! Okay, now the sash is down. Let's walk back inside. Okay. Now, we're back on the inside of the house. And once you're on the inside of the house, we got to take these parting beads out. And I've got this wonderful tool. This tool right here, I didn't show you, I don't want to keep a secret. This tool is worth its weight in gold. It's only $8 or $9 at Harbor Freight. See that right there? They're vice grips with like duck bills on them. And what you do with those is you use those to grab this parting bead right there, okay? Because your fingers, those fingers are pretty strong, but those are really strong, okay? So you're gonna grab that parting bead like this, and you can latch on to it, you're gonna wiggle it back and forth, like so, and it's gonna enable you to pull that guy out. Now, again, mine came out a little bit easier, but that's because I've already prepped it for you. This guy's gonna come out. So, there's your parting bead, and take the other one out over here using the same method. Put my chair over. Well, I'm starting to relax now, so this is not fun. Okay, so this guy comes out like that. Second parting bead, yay. Now, once you get that parting bead out, this second sash comes out just like that, okay? Which is really, really cool, okay? Now, let me explain something about these windows here, okay? The windows behind me, they developed over a long period of time, and they're really developed so that they're really, really easy to work on. They're designed to be taken apart and worked on from the inside. As a matter of fact, when the window is working, you're supposed to be able to take the sash out and work on them really, really easily. I've got this sample up here. Look at that guy, okay? That's a window we built a while back. But this guy comes out. You're really supposed to be able to get your sash out to work on it relatively quickly, okay? And you see that? And when you can do that, work on your windows is easy, okay? One of the things that developed over time is this, you can imagine. The windows, they, at first to start off, it's just a piece of something in the window, like a piece of glass, something like that. Didn't really open or close very well. But over time, they figure out ways for them to open and close. And with the ropes and stuff, they need to figure out a way to change out the ropes really easy without doing something like taking this casing off. And so somebody came up with a great idea of putting these doors in the side here, okay? See that? This is a little pocket door that allows you access underneath this pulley here. Take the other one off, okay? There's two there. Now, what that allows me to do is change the ropes really easy. Now, back to cheap insurance. We restore windows here in Florida, and one of the things that we run into a lot is rain. And you have to always be aware of the clouds coming, and you have to have a plan for when it rains. So one of the things that we do, and this is what will really empower you to work on your windows, one of the things we employ as our cheap insurance is this stuff called plywood. And what we do with the plywood is we cut it to the width of the sash. We cut two pieces, and we'll put the first piece in and slide in the top, and the second piece in and slide in the bottom. Now what that allows us to do is that allows us to take the sash out to some table or something, or take us, we take it to the shop, you would take it to a table. If you had an emergency, you don't have your sash is all in pieces, but you got the plywood, ready to go for your opening. You can close your opening and you can have it be secure. Well, let me just demonstrate what that's like. And this is a really good tip or a trick for anybody who wants to work on their windows. I've got my plywood right here, and I don't use expensive plywood. I just use plywood. Okay, this is this OSB, and what I do with it is stick it in the hole like that. But I will raise that up. And here's where you might need a screw gun or something like that, a drill. This is probably the most expensive tool that you need to get started. And I like the Green brand. As long as the drill spins, it's fine with me. So what I'll do is I'm going to raise this guy up, okay, just like that. Okay, see how I do that? I slide it up. And then I'm going to take my screw and I'm going to screw it up. Well, I say that. I'm going to change my battery. Give me a second. All right. Let's try that again. This guy goes up like so. I don't know. There we go. Hold him there like so. Then I will take my second piece and I will put it right there. Okay? Now, the important thing about that is use 2 pieces of plywood, because with 2 pieces, one size fits all, right? You can put this in this opening, or you can put it in the other opening over there. So once you're done with this window and you put the sashes back in, then take the plywood out and you put the next one. We like that. So then take your screw here and you screw it shut like that, and guess what? You have a nice, secure opening, and you can go shopping, or you can go get that new tool, or you can go get some dinner, or go to the store, whatever you want to do. And this will be here, until you get back. People can't get in and stuff. So anyway, that's important. That's the cheap insurance that you need. That's really going to help you, because what that means is that once you get your sash out, okay, that means you can take your sash and you can find a work table, put it on your work table, and you can work on it at your leisure. You don't have to get it in right away, okay? You can scrape it down, you can smooth it out, you can repaint it, you can let it dry, and then get it back in at your leisure. And whenever you're ready, you just take your plywood out and put your sash back in. So anyway, okay, so now I've done that. I give you that cheap insurance. That gives you freedom to take your time. Now, one of the other things, the next thing I want to show you, the time that we have left, is re-roping, okay? And this is really, really important. This is you see these ropes I have here? This is a Samson spot cord number 8. You can use chains or stuff like this. This is the industry standard. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread it. Let me see if I can give you a shot of these pulleys here. I'm going to thread it through those pulleys and then down. I'm gonna attach my weight. Let's see if I can. Let's see. There we go. Let's see if I can balance that way. So one thing I'll do too. I'll create a little hook, like so. Stick it in like that up there, and that'll help me get it down. Now, this might be the time when the rope really gives me a problem because I'm trying to do it live, right? And nope. Ah, there it is. See it? Everybody see that? Okay. Now I've got my weights right here. I'm gonna adjust the camera a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. Got my weight right here. Now this is very important. The most simple and perfect knot for this is called a figure eight. So the way you do a figure eight knot, I'm not sure I'm gonna explain this right. You know, you go like this, turn around, you stick it through the hole, like so, and it looks like that, okay? I'm gonna do that 3 more times, so see if you can catch on to that, okay? But the idea is, see, with a figure eight knot, it stands the test of time. It won't come undone. That's cheap insurance too. You can use a lot of other knots, but trust me, you want to use a figure eight because you don't want to have once you get everything nice and fixed and your weight falls off because you didn't tie it right. That's a pain in the neck. So anyway, so here I am, putting the rope back down in the hole. Okay, and tie that joker like that. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I'm gonna get my weight here. Let's try this again. Okay, adjust the camera. Look at that. See? Okay. Okay, so let's do it again. Okay, look. Okay, I'm gonna go around and then back to the hole. You know, grab it through the hole trick. That, so this will be real quick. And turn it around the other way. Watch. Yeah. Now, changing out the ropes, besides the plywood, changing out the ropes is one of the first things you want to do. And the reason why is because it gives you the ability to put your sash back in right away. Okay? And after you've done all your work and your painting and stuff like that, there's never ever a better time to put your ropes in than at this stage right here. Okay? Trust me on that. I've tried this several different ways. There you go. So I'll put that there. Okay, now tie that knot. So that goes here. Ta-da! Okay, so my ropes are in. Okay, ropes are in. Now I can put my sash back in. But to help me put my sash back in, what I'm going to do is take my scraper here and I'm going to scrape a little bit of this jam here, okay, to make some room. Because what happens is over time that paint buildup gets in here, and every time you paint it, and paint gets in the track that the window slides up and down in, every time it gets painted, that track gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And so at some point in time, you've got to go in and clear that track out. So that's what I'm going to do right now. This scraper is a carbide scraper. It's got a nice durable tip on it. It's really great. The tip is replaceable. These are like 15 or 20 bucks. You know? There you go. What I'm doing, just making room for that sash to go up and down. Okay? Okay. There you go. So now I'm going to take a look at my sash here, and maybe my sash has to be scraped a little bit, so I'm going to take it over to my table here. You see that? Okay. And then what I'm going to do is take my same scraper. If I've got any high spots, I'm just going to go ahead and take those off, okay? There you go. Okay? Really smooth, really easy. Nothing special. Okay? Now, usually for the company, we use this thing here called a HEPA-vac, and I got it on my back, and I start working, and I suck it up as I go. Really easy to get started that way. Let me show you one other thing real quick before I put it in, is the sanding block. That's real important to kind of finish it up here. There we go. I'm going to take it back over here to my window. Oh, there we go. I'm going to put this. I'm going to pull my rope. There's a little hole here. Okay. Hold the side. There you go. Okay. Put him there. Okay, once that guy's in, here, let me get my vacuum real quick. Vacuum that out. I've got a little bit of dust down there. I want to get out of the way. And then I get my, oh, you know what? I can take this too. This is my part of me. I'm going to scrape it a little bit too. Now, another piece of cheap insurance is to have an extra parting bead just in case the one you have trying to get out breaks. Parting beads are notorious for breaking. So, nice to have an extra on hand. You can usually get them at a home store or something like that. They're 1/2 inch by 3/4, or you can make your own, or we can send you some too. So anyway, I put this back in. There we go. Actually, before I put that, put my doors back. There. Okay. This is where a hammer comes in. Okay. Put my other parting bead in. Let's see. Scrape them down a little bit. Okay. The idea is you want the window to go up and down. There we go. Okay. Other door. Go in there. There you go. Put my door back on. Get my hammer. we go. Okay. So then, oh, isn't that nice? That's so beautiful. Okay. Up and down. Oh shoot, my rope came off. But it's not because of the knot. It's because there's the hole is kind of wide. So more cheap insurance. Okay. Is when you put your rope in. There's your rope. Put it inside like so. If you don't want it to come out, you can take a screw like this, put a screw through the rope. There you go. And that won't happen again. So I'm going to do it on both sides, because that's a pain in the neck when that happens, right? So there you go. Goes there. So now, my parting bead go. You see where I put it? Ah. Ta-da. It's hiding from me. So, this introduction here should be enough to fill your mind with all these questions. So, we're almost to a stopping point. Let's see, this one's got the old rope, so I'm going to pull that out. Here. Pull that out there. And this rope will go there like so. So there you go. Nice working window. Then, last of all, we'll put our stops back on. Okay. I got a nail. And my nail clippers. And that joker there like so. Okay. So now, this is what I'll show you here. What I'll do, I'm going to nail one stop on, okay, on one side. And you don't have to have a handy anything like this. You can do it by hand. I just happen to have one. But I wouldn't put more than 3 to 5 nails in it, just because you really don't need that much. So, anyway, the reason I do that is because what I have done and what I've just shown you, and what is I've given you the ability to work on your window now. Okay, your window was painted shut. Now it's not painted shut. Okay, and you can go in at any point in time. You can take this stop out. Okay, and you can take this sash out, and then that's when you can do things like start to work on your glazing and things like that if your glazing is going bad. And then when you're done, you can put it back into the opening. Okay. So, what else would I say? Number one thing, you want to make sure that you have some plywood ready. You want to make sure you have some extra parting beads. And let's see, you need some basic tools like a little flat bar. You'll need, flat bar and a scraper, hammer. windows, if I get this at my paint store, you probably have to order it online. It's like $10. You know, utility knife. And that's really all you need to get started. Oh, you know what? Say that. Number one tool, duck bills. Okay. You got to have the duck bills. That really helps you with the parting bead. Okay. So, at a risk of repeating myself over and over again, let's see. You need plywood, right? That's your cheap insurance. That way, you can close up the window if, like, you take the glass out and stuff like that, and you can't get the sash back in or something like that. You can always use the plywood. So, so now you can work on this window at your leisure whenever you want because we've made it easy. And I did that I prepped before we went live, maybe a half an hour. So I've got maybe an hour into this tops. And once you get the ropes in and stuff like that, it's pretty easy, cut and dry. You could take some WD-40 and put it in pulleys. I do that from time to time. That helps. What else do I do? I get this spray right here, and I put that in the tracks. This is a dry lubricant. It's paintable. It's really cool. So I put that right there. That helps the windows go up and down. There you go. So anyway, that's the fundamentals of this window work. And that was a lot of material in a very short period of time.